What's good, YouTube? It's your man Rage King back with another one. Yes, another upload to the channel. And before we get started, I'd ask if you please go down there and hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell for notifications if you're new. Welcome to Rage Range TV. This is how we do. Raging Rebels make some noise. And if you're new to the crew, welcome to the Raging Rebel Revolution. Now let's vibe. And y'all, in today's video, surprisingly enough, I'm not going to be discussing Houston sports. Now, I'm always been a Houston sports fan. I'm a diehard Houston sports fan. I will always be a Houston sports fan, but with that being said, with me being a fan of the Astros, with me being a fan of the Texans, with me being a fan of the Rockets, I'd also like teams in the other sports. I like players of other teams in the sports, and I'm a fan of the sports in general. So every now and then, I'm just going to drop in a video, a random rage thought out of nowhere. So consider this the first ever or the debut episode of Random Rage Thoughts about a specific basketball team after the James Harden trade. Let's speak on it. Now, with this being said, we all personally know how the James Harden trade went down. I think we all know ultimately it ultimately had to happen. You know, some people are happy about it, some people mad. We all got mixed feelings about it. It happened, so let's move on. But with James Harden moving on to the Nets, it got me to thinking the Nets have a lot of talent, man. On paper, that team is stacked. You got Kyrie Irving, you got James Harden, you got Kevin Durant. You understand what I'm saying? Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving already have the ring, so they got championship experience. You understand what I'm saying? Kevin Durant is a two-time Finals MVP. So with that being said, a lot of people are thinking, including myself, are thinking, man, that's a stacked team. Who's going to compete? I mean, you got your teams out there. You got your Milwaukee's out east. You got your Miami's that are just going to fight and scratch and claw. You got your Philadelphia's of the world. You got your teams out west. But with that being said, man, you gotta face facts. You know. With that being said, the Nets are the only team in the NBA that have three legitimate superstars. You understand what I'm saying? They have three legitimate All-Stars. They have three legitimate Hall of Fame talent. Three legitimate guys that are legitimate Hall of Fame contenders. Legitimate Hall of Famers. So it got me to thinking, who could really compete with this team if they are firing on all cylinders? A lot of people, you'd be hard pressed. A lot of teams come to mind. But there's one team in mind that, in specific, needs one player. I think they need one player, and they have the access to do it. Needs to trade one player to balance out that talent out west. And that team will be the LA Lakers, right? Now, we all know the greatness of LeBron James. We know the greatness of one Anthony Davis. But to be honest, I don't think that the talent that they have now is going to be enough to stop a Brooklyn team that is fully loaded and is firing on all cylinders. I think they need to make one specific trade for one specific person. The person I think that the LA Lakers need to trade for in order to remain competitive, if not just flat out beat the Brooklyn Nets going forward and stop a potential dynasty going on in Brooklyn. And the name is going to surprise you. The one dude they need to trade for, in my opinion, is one Bradley Beal. A lot of people, a good basketball fan of a few years know who Bradley Beal is. But for the people that don't know who Bradley Beal is, that is the guy playing opposite of Russell Westbrook in Washington. The guy that's been in the backcourt with John Wall all these years. Yo, Bradley Beal is a legit superstar. Let me read some numbers out to you. In the month of January, Bradley Beal, 31 points, 27 points, 60 points, 41 points, 34 points, averaging almost 35 points a game in the 2021 season. Straight out baller. Straight crazy with the rock, as they say. So I got to thinking, the only way the Lakers could truly compete in a 7-game series with the Brooklyn Nets, they're gonna have to make a trade for Bradley Beal. I would give up possibly Kyle Kuzma, some draft picks, possibly a Dennis Schroeder, maybe a Montrezl Harrell to match up the contracts. Maybe a Montrezl Harrell, maybe a Marc Gasol if you need to, just to match up contracts if you need to. Some draft picks. And let me tell you why. Because Bradley Beal gives you yet another ball handler, but yet he doesn't need the ball to be dominant. You understand what I'm saying? He gives you another off-ball threat. He gives you yet another guy you can depend on in the clutch. Guys, People don't drop 60 points in the NBA for nothing. People don't drop 60 points on a bad team in the NBA for absolutely nothing. It just doesn't happen. And everybody could agree that knows who Bradley Beal is. Bradley Beal is one of those superstars that desperately needs a change of scenery, and he desperately needs a change of scenery to a championship contender. Because we all know, anybody that watches him or knows who he is, knows the man can ball. Dribble the rock, get to the hoop, finish at the hoop, pull up from three, can pull up, got range as soon as he walk in the gym. And to be honest with you, I think he would be a perfect fit next to LeBron. His play style would be a perfect fit next to an Anthony Davis and a LeBron James. You understand what I'm saying? Because like I said, he don't need the rock, but he can use it to do whatever. He can use the rock to get wherever he wants to. He's also an underrated passer. He's what they call a tweener guard. He's in between a point guard and a shooting guard, which is more versatility in my opinion, because he can play point guard when you need someone to play point guard. He can play shooting guard when you just need somebody to spot up and shoot. He can play in transit. He can finish in transition, guy. And honestly, he's just a natural fit. He's just a natural fit. Oh, and did I mention he's also hungry for a championship? So that's just my opinion. That's just a Random Rage Start. That's the debut episode of Random Rage Starts. Let me know in the comment section if you don't mind me talking about other sports or random trade thoughts or random thoughts I'm having in the sports world. Let me know if you like the video. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. My name is Rage King. I am out, and I'll be back later on with more videos, more commentary, more content. Now, hashtag that enough said. See y'all next time. Have a great day.